I think more people haven't found their purpose because it's hard. It's really hard. It's cognitively hard to understand that some people might have your best interest in mind, but they might not be giving you good advice. It's hard to understand that some people have learned lessons that have been helpful for them, but are not helpful for you. And it's hard to understand that we need to make our own mistakes. And it's hard emotionally to make mistakes. And it's hard to fail. And it's hard to take risks. And it's hard to have courage. And it's hard to be in fear and do it anyway. It's hard. And also, it's easy not to live your purpose in the sense that maybe you're comfortable. Maybe your spouse covers your bills. Maybe you have an inheritance. Maybe a million things could happen to just make it easier to not go out there. Maybe you don't have any inheritance at all, like me. And maybe there are a million people telling you it's too expensive to get a PhD. That's for rich kids. You can't be a professor. You can't have college debt and do research. How are you going to support yourself? What happens if you don't get married or you get divorced? Or what happens if you get sick? Or what if? It's easier to stay comfortable, right? But when you're quiet and that hair on fire moment happens where you can't do anything but go forward, you can just blaze your own trail. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know all the details. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out along the way. And I'll tell you something else. When you're on your purpose, people notice it. And supporters come in to help because they know it's hard. Because supporters who have done it themselves, they've made it. And they recognize people along the way who are doing it and who don't have the support or the finances, or it would have been easier to make that simple choice of just staying comfortable, right? You don't know who it is that's going to come in to support you. It'll surprise you. It'll be people who you thought didn't like you, or it will be people who were once naysayers. It'll be the people who first told you that you shouldn't do it, who then admire you the most because they realize they could have done what they wanted to do. It's hard. It's a hard, lonely process at first, but only at first. And then when you're in alignment, all of the help comes. And it does come.
Here's what's coming up next on the Holo Movement Purpose Lab. Hello, my name is Zenka Caro. I'm founder of LightNet, and my passion and purpose is to make the impossible possible. I am here today with Dr. Tara Deliberto, who's on the board of directors at LightNet, and she's so incredibly intelligent and amazing. She had her early start as the director of education at the eating disorders area of Cornell University, because she discovered an incredible way to support people with eating disorders that has proliferated around the country as she trained people in this incredible methodology, both for inpatient and outpatient care. She is author of the book, Treating Eating Disorders in Adolescence, and she has taken all this knowledge and has become the head of psychology at Yuna.io. Now, this is an app that is a mental health app that is really shaking up the world. Their early research shows it works better than even Prozac. She's an incredible light in the world. She's a researcher of consciousness and beyond, and it's such a pleasure to have her on the show this week.
When people are faced with that choice between doing what's easy, sticking to the script, sticking to the programming of people telling them what they should do and then following those orders rather than taking a critical look at that psychological setup and going inward and seeing what comes forth, what calls to the person. I think that decision, it's a multi-step process, right? So it involves all of the things that I've just described, but ultimately there is a free will choice that's made to do what feels, how do I put this? A fundamental choice to do what feels inevitable almost. Okay, so let me explain this. So when I'm thinking about living my purpose, it feels at this point that there's not even a choice. Like it's almost like it's given to me, right? The purpose to help as a psychologist by studying suicide or developing eating disorder interventions or using AI to close the treatment gap in the mental health landscape. All of these things are born out of a hair on fire desire to do it. And that hair on fire desire comes from being unencumbered by the fears. So it's once you strip away all of the programming and all of the fears, you're left with something that is undeniable. And what is undeniable, that is your purpose. The biggest struggle for me in living my purpose is to tune out all of that noise, all of the people saying that I shouldn't do it, or it's too risky, or that I should totally do it because I'm going to be rich, or whatever, right? All of the opinion, all of that external opinion, that isn't what guides the way. When we're children, we need our parents to tell us, no, don't touch the stove, it's hot, right? But at a certain level, we know not to touch the stove. And we need to tune our attention inward. And we need to discover for ourselves what we need to do. And we need to evolve past the point where we need that external validation or that external warning. We need to pay attention to our intuition that tells us, no, this thing's going to work. And it's going to work because I'm going to help make it work. And I'm going to make it work because I'm going to be ethical. And I'm going to work with people who are also ethical. And I'm going to make the right decisions. And to trust in your own fortitude. And to also trust that if you fail, it's okay. And that you'll learn from it. That's the key. And it is hard. It is hard to stay on purpose. There are a million temptations. There are a million distractions. But once you're able to sit and listen to what's inside, and that hair on fire feeling comes of, I've got to do this or I'm going to explode, that's it. You go and you just tune out all those distractions.
For more, watch the full episode, which will be aired on Monday. Or you can find this story on our podcast, Awaken Your Purpose. To find your passion and purpose, join us at hollowmovement.net